Hi everybody, and welcome to this tutorial on how to use N8N for beginners. If you're new to automation or looking for a powerful yet flexible tool to streamline your workflows, you're in the right place. In this video, we will walk you through the basics of N8N, from setting it up on your system to creating your first automated workflows. We'll explore how you can use N8N to connect different applications, automate repetitive tasks, and improve efficiency, all without needing extensive coding knowledge. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a solid understanding of how to navigate N8N's interface, build workflows using its intuitive drag-and-drop system, and start integrating various services to optimize your daily processes. So, let's dive in and unlock the power of automation together. N8N is a powerful open-source workflow automation tool that allows you to seamlessly connect various applications and services, making it easier to automate tasks and streamline processes. With N8N, you can create custom workflows that handle repetitive tasks, transfer data between different platforms, and simplify complex operations, all without requiring extensive programming skills. One of its standout features is its self-hosted nature, which gives you full control over your data and privacy, unlike many cloud-based automation tools that store your information on external servers. Whether you're looking to integrate APIs, automate business workflows, or enhance team productivity, N8N provides a flexible and scalable solution tailored to your needs. To get started, you need to install N8N. You can run it on your local machine using Node.js or a cloud service. If you want to install N8N using Node.js, you first need to have Node.js installed on your computer. Open your terminal and run the command npm install N8N. This will install N8N globally on your system. Once the installation is complete, start N8N by typing N8N in your terminal. You should see a message indicating that the N8N server is running. Open your web browser and go to localhost 5678 to access the N8N user interface. Now that we have N8N up and running, let's take a closer look at its interface. On the left side, you'll find the workflow editor, which serves as the control panel for creating, managing, and organizing your workflows. This is where you can access nodes, settings, and saved workflows. In the center, you'll see a blank canvas, the main workspace where you build workflows by adding and connecting different nodes. This intuitive drag-and-drop interface allows you to visually design automation processes with ease. On the right side, you'll find the execution panel, which provides real-time feedback on your workflows. This panel displays detailed execution logs, success messages, and any errors that may occur, helping you troubleshoot and refine your automation. With this well-structured interface, you can efficiently design, test, and optimize workflows to automate your tasks effortlessly. To create your first workflow, click on the plus icon to add a new node. A node is a building block of a workflow. It can be an action, a trigger, or a data transformation step. Let's start with a simple example. We will create a workflow that sends an email when a new row is added to a Google Sheet. First, add a Google Sheets node. Search for Google Sheets in the Node panel and click on it. Now, you need to configure the node. Click on the node and you will see several options. You need to connect your Google account to N8N by clicking on the Credentials option and following the authentication process. Once authenticated, choose the spreadsheet you want to monitor. Select the Trigger option so that the node listens for new rows added to the sheet. Next, add an email node. Search for email in the Node panel and click on it. Configure the email settings by entering the sender and recipient details. You can use SMTP, Gmail, or another email provider. In the message field, you can add dynamic data from the Google Sheets node. To do this, click on the data icon and select the data fields from the previous node. Now, connect the Google Sheets node to the email node. click and drag from the output of the Google Sheets node to the input of the email node. This establishes the connection between the two nodes. To test your workflow, click the Execute Workflow button. Add a new row to your Google Sheet and see if an email is sent. If everything is set up correctly, you should receive an email with the data from the sheet. You can check the execution panel to see the log of the workflow run. N8N also allows you to use functions and expressions to manipulate data within workflows. For example, if you want to format a date before sending it in an email, you can use the function node. Add a function node between the Google Sheets and email nodes. In the function node, write a small JavaScript function to transform the date format. Connect the nodes and update the email message to include the transformed date. Another powerful feature of N8N is API integration. You can connect to external APIs using the HTTP request node. For example, if you want to fetch weather data from an API and include it in an email, you can add an HTTP request node to your workflow. Configure the node by entering the API endpoint, setting up authentication if required, and specifying the request method. Once configured, you can pass the data from the API response to other nodes in the workflow. To schedule your workflow to run at specific intervals, use the cron node. Add a cron node to your workflow and set the execution frequency, such as every hour or once a day. Connect the cron node to your other nodes so that your workflow runs automatically without manual input. You can also use condition nodes to control the flow of your workflow. The if node allows you to create conditional logic. For example, if you only want to send an email when a specific condition is met, such as a value in the Google Sheet exceeding a threshold, add an if node between the Google Sheets and email nodes. Configure the if node by setting a condition, then connect its true output to the email node. Once you have built your workflow, you may want to save and deploy it. Click on the Save button to store your workflow. To deploy it for continuous execution, you need to run N8N in production mode. If you want to integrate N8N with third-party services like Slack, Trello, or Airtable, you can use the available nodes for these services. Search for the service in the node panel, add it to your workflow, and configure the authentication. Once authenticated, you can automate tasks such as sending Slack messages, creating Trello cards, or updating Airtable records. Security is important when using N8N. If you're running N8N on a public server, set up authentication by creating an NV file and adding the environment variable true along with a username and password. You should also enable HTTPS by using a reverse proxy like Nginx or Caddy. To troubleshoot issues in your workflow, check the execution logs in the right panel. If a node fails, you will see an error message. Click on the error message to view details. Common issues include incorrect credentials, API limits, and missing data fields. You can use the debug node to inspect data at different points in the workflow. Now that you understand the basics of N8N, you can start building more complex workflows by combining different nodes and logic. Experiment with different integrations and automate repetitive tasks in your daily work. If you need more help, visit the N8N documentation or join the community forums for support. That concludes this tutorial on N8N for beginners. I hope this guide has helped you understand how to install, configure, and create workflows using N8N.